St. Ignace, Enbridge Energy is considering the possibility of temporarily suspending operation of its Line 5 oil and gas pipelines at the Straits of Mackinac, depending on the weather. The twin pipelines were damaged in an incident that also ruptured a series of high-voltage electric transmission lines spanning the straits. Enbridge is closely monitoring weather conditions and forecasts in and around the straits, according to a statement from company spokesperson Ryan Duffy. Should the weather deteriorate to a point where we are concerned about the ability for our personnel to respond to an incident, we will temporarily shut down, Duffy said. The announcement of the company's plans comes in the wake of public calls on Friday from U.S. Sens. Debbie Stabino, D. Lansing, and Gary Peters, D. Bloomfield Township, for state and federal officials to take action temporarily suspending pipeline operations. Authorities must suspend operation of Line 5, U.S. Senators say Peters asked Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration Administrator Howard Skip Elliott temporarily suspend operation of Line 5 in the Straits after a briefing from U.S. Coast Guard personnel. The PHMSA and Michigan's Department of Environmental Quality both have the authority to require such a shutdown, a top-ranking U.S. Coast Guard official told Peters during a Thursday committee hearing. Requests for comment from the Department of Environmental Quality and the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration were not immediately returned. In a statement, the junior senator from Michigan cited both the approaching winter storm and the damage to the pipeline revealed earlier this week. Given the lack of visual inspection and impending storm, I am calling for PHMSA and DEQ to suspend the operation of Line 5 until a visual evaluation is complete and Michiganders can be assured that Line 5's integrity has not been compromised by the vessel activity, Peters said. Weather forecasts call for ice, sleet, snow and rain in different parts of the state, and the National Weather Service issued a winter storm watch for much of northern Michigan and a small craft advisory in the Straits of Mackinac. Live meteorologist Mark Duragrosa forecasts 30 miles per hour winds, potentially higher gusts, heavy snow and waves as large as 6 to 10 feet in the straits this weekend. U.S. Sen. Debbie Stabino, D. Lansing, issued a statement Friday supporting Peters' call for a temporary shutdown, saying the reports of damage to Line 5 were very disturbing. A visual inspection must be completed to confirm that the safety and integrity of the line was not compromised, Stabino said. Line 5 should not operate until we know it's safe, Duffy said. Enbridge takes pipeline safety and safety of the environment very seriously. We understand the sensitive environment in which Line 5 operates, Duffy said. Anna Heaton, press secretary for Governor Rick Snyder, issued a statement explaining that Lieutenant Gov. Brian Kelly was assured by Coast Guard officials that Line 5 poses no immediate threat during his visit to the Straits of Mackinac earlier this week. Kelly, acting as governor due to Gov. Rick Snyder being out of the state, issued a statement Wednesday announcing Enbridge Energy's discovery of 3 small dents in the Line 5 twin pipelines. Line 5 damaged, likely from same anchor strike that caused spill. The damage is thought to be connected to a spill of an estimated 600 gallons of dielectric fluid from nearby underwater power cables operated by American Transmission Company. The Wisconsin-based utility reports the first sign of trouble was when the high-voltage wires tripped off on Sunday, April 1st. It was a day later when the company confirmed the leak of dielectric fluid and reported it to the proper authorities. The cause of the damage to both crossings is still under investigation by the U.S. Coast Guard, though the statement from the governor's office named an anchor strike as the assumed cause. The Coast Guard has yet to confirm that detail, and has declined to release any information about vessels operating in the straits at the time of the leak. The approaching hazardous weather prompted the Coast Guard to suspend until Monday all its air and boat-based operations planned in response to the spill. Previous flyovers and boat operations were conducted to monitor any potential pollution or wildlife impact. Enbridge initially claimed its twin pipelines were not impacted by whatever damaged American Transmission Company's power lines on April 1st. U.S. Senator questions continued Line 5 operation after damage found flow through Line 5 was stopped on April 3 to accommodate inspections of the pipeline, according to an Enbridge spokesperson. The pipeline was put back in service the following day, after Enbridge determined the pipelines had not been compromised, according to a company statement released at that time. A higher-resolution inspection of the pipes was conducted Saturday, April 7, according to Enbridge spokesperson Ryan Duffy. Analysis of that inspection data confirmed there were 3 dents in the twin pipelines, Duffy said, which was reported to state officials on Tuesday, April 10. The company claims the dents pose no serious threat, according to a statement Enbridge released Wednesday. A review of all leak detection systems and available data indicates the structural integrity of the pipelines has not been compromised, the statement said. The company is assessing appropriate reinforcing repairs. According to its statement, Peters and Stabino took issue with the fact no visual inspection of the pipelines had yet taken place, meaning the full scale of damage remains unknown. Enbridge plans to deploy a remote-operated vehicle to get a closer look at the damage next week, according to Enbridge spokesman Ryan Duffy. Those advocating for the permanent shutdown of Line 5 argue that events of the last several days underscore the need to permanently decommission the pipeline. Dents in Enbridge Line 5 renew calls for shutdown, decommissioning. This damage shows the 65-year-old lines are too vulnerable to continue operating while the state drags its feet, Aaron Payment, chairman of the Sault Ste. Marie tribe of Chippewa Indians, said in a statement. A temporary agreement between state officials and Enbridge Energy, called backroom deal by its critics, requires the company to shut down operation of Line 5 when waves exceed 8 feet. The first such temporary shutdown occurred on December 5, when waves of more than 9 feet were forecast. Previous inspections have revealed bends and deformations of the pipe, and numerous gaps in its protective coating. A 2012 video from the National Wildlife Federation gives a closer look at the pipelines run along the lakebed. Scenes from Line 5 underwater oil pipeline in Straits of Mackinac. The 645-mile Line 5 pipeline, built in 1953, runs from Superior, WISC, to Sarnia, Canada, and transports up to 540,000 barrels of light crude oil and natural gas liquids per day.